how do they tear down what you have built? They start the process after they drain you dry. Draining you dry is from your perspective. Tearing down what you have built is from their perspective. It starts after the tearing down what you built starts after they drain you dry. We left off in Mark, the 12th chapter. And after that parable about the vineyard, it talks about the stone being rejected. Jesus said, I am the stone which the builders rejected. He elaborates on a building in the next chapter, in Mark, the 13th chapter. It starts out with Jesus and his disciples leaving the synagogue. And his disciples noticed the stones. They said, Jesus, look at the stones and the buildings. And Jesus told them, you shall see these buildings thrown down from stone upon stone. And so when they got Jesus in private, they said, when will this take place and what will be the signs? Throughout Mark, the 13th chapter, Jesus explains how a building is torn down based on the time and signs following. So as we walk through it, we're going to relate it to day 1, day 2, and day 3, with the signs being day 4. You can see the signs of the times based on Genesis, the 1st chapter. So the first sign and the time that Jesus gave them, he said, they shall come and say that I am Christ and deceive many. And they said, you will hear of wars, you will hear rumors of wars, nations against nations, kingdom against kingdom. They said you're going to see famine, but they said this is just the beginning of the sorrow. And so how does that relate to our building? How does a war or an argument take place? It takes place because of a disagreement. When they come to tear down what you have built, they will reject your good. They will reject your decision making. They will reject and make you feel like you have been doing it wrong all these times. And the signs will be, you will see disagreements and wars. That famine you will see yourself not producing like you have produced before. That's the first sign of the time and the signs. The second part is, it's like day 2. What will they do? They will reflect back and they will go and get people to stand against you. It says that you will be brought before council. What is council? Council is people coming together to disagree about you. You are that stone that's being rejected. They're coming to remove your testimony in Christ. The second part is, listen to this. They said that you will be beaten in the synagogues. Synagogues is where Jesus was gathering and teaching and healing. The people that you have gathered with will beat you and rob you for what you have. So the people that were familiar with you, the ones that you were close with, will come after what you have. Then he said, you will be brought before people in authority. But if you listen to what he's saying around that, it's just like what he said in John. If they hate me before they hate you. So they will rob you of your testimony, your why you have built what you built. It also says that you will see a sign. You will see brother go against brother. That's like that synagogue. The ones that were close, you will see them go against each other. you will see the children rise up against the parent, and you will see the father against the son. So you will see disagreements in close relationships. And it says that they will try to pretty much destroy them. But he said that's not the end. Then he has the third step. He said, this is the part that you have to leave. It says that it will be an abomination of desolation. They will desert God. They will desert you being the origin of that building. And they will obviously, openly replace it. They call it an idolatrous act. They will give someone else the credit openly. It says when you see that, that's the end. It's time to flee. They said if you over it, he said, don't go back for what's yours. They said if you serving in their building, don't go back what you possess. But then he says, you can hear what he says in preparation. He says, woe unto the ones that's giving suck in those days. That's someone that's experiencing that and having someone that's dependent on them. And they said, woe unto them that it doesn't happen in the wintertime. So that means to take care of business before it happens. If someone is depending on you, and if you're not close to harvest, when that happens, to get your things together. How does that sum up as it relates to time? You can sum that up in Genesis, the first chapter, day 1 through day 4. The days that's in Genesis are the days that, of course, of creation, but they also represent time. Day 4, it talks about the signs of the seasons. So you have that day 1, someone is trying to tear down your building, not trying to distinguish the good that was established is the good and the bad is the bad. And you can see that over when they was building that tower in Genesis 11. It says they were of one language and one speech. They not only spoke the same language, but they also said the same speech. That means the good was the good and the bad was the bad. And so that second day, you talk about the past. You have past relationships. You got to take away that good from the bad. And as it relates to the Mark, the 13th chapter, you have those relationships that's opposing one another. And you can see that over in Mark, the 4th chapter, how it talks about the thorns rise up. So you can have relationships that turn against you, that want what you have, that want that testimony you have. And then you have the day 3 in Genesis, the 1st chapter. That's the producing stage. That's the producing stage. And then you can see that abomination and that desolation, which is complete robbery. But those times are bricks upon bricks, and that's how they tear your building down.